Hey guys, welcome to Herding Little Cows to the Glory of God. Today is January 20th, and that means that here in the United States, it's the presidential inauguration. We do not watch football. It's just not something that our family likes, but we like all the football snacks. So we decided that we were going to use all the football snacks today for Inauguration Day, and we're going to be watching the news. We found some videos about like security for the presidential inauguration, about how they do their motorcades, that type of thing. So we're gonna watch a whole bunch of stuff about American government, the inaugurations, past inaugurations, all that fun stuff. So it is now 8:20. We've eaten breakfast, done some chores, and we are now making our food. So we're gonna give you snippets throughout the day of what we're making. So what are you making, Uriah?
Pineapple dip.
Pineapple dip, what have you put in so far?
A can of pineapple.
Crushed pineapple.
Oh yeah.
Did you take the juice out or leave it in?
Take out the juice.
Okay. What else did you put in?
And I put in a block of cream cheese and a quarter cup of brown sugar.
Right, and what else do we need to put in it? You remember?
Jalapenos?
Oh yeah, you gotta get a spice.
So hold on, I get the jalapenos out of the... And it depends how spicy you like. If you like really spicy stuff, add more jalapenos. If you don't like really spicy stuff, don't add too many jalapenos. Our family is like little spice. Like we live in Maine. We don't do spice in Maine. Our friends in Florida all make fun of us because
We're bland. We're boring.
bland. We're boring. So I'm gonna do
Cheese.
Yep, you were working on that, huh?
I'm gonna do like that many and a little bit more. And you just warm this up until everything is melted together.
But also, I really like it.
Do you want a little more, or-
That's spicy.
Do you like it that spicy? Okay, there we go. That's what we're doing for jalapeno dip. My plan is to warm up all these dips, like get these dips made and then put them in a roaster and put the roaster on and then just leave the dips in the roaster. So we're putting them in bread pans inside the roaster.
Okay. And what's this thing going on here?
This is bread because we're gonna get some baguettes, which is what we're gonna eat the dip on. So that will work well. We also have other stuff coming up, but I'm gonna show you how I'm making this dip. Yep, you can do that. Keep cranking. Abigail, do you watch your Molly cranks? Okay, so this dip that I'm making.
Hey Gideon, you're going the wrong direction, bud.
Other way.
There you go.
It works better that way. Okay, this dip that I'm making, you don't need a fancy. Here's my thing. You don't need a fancy blender like a Vitamix. You can use any kind of blender because all you're doing is you're whipping up a container of cottage cheese. I just have a container of cottage cheese that I got smooth and I added taco seasoning to. So I'm gonna add that to here. We're making a like Velveeta Rotel dip, except we aren't doing Velveeta. We're doing cottage cheese because cottage cheese is better for you and higher protein. So that's what we're doing.
Cool.
But
Punch.
I'll get.
Cheese. I think this is about done.
Do you think it's about done? Keep going. You gotta keep going until all of it's
Gotta
melted.
get all smoothie.
Then we're gonna take the Rotel and dump it in, but my container didn't want to open very well, so I'm trying not to cut my fingers off.
Need a weapon?
A weapon of mass destruction. No, my Rotel does not like me today. Okay, hold on.
We're experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by.
Do we have to play some elevator music in here or something while we deal with this technical difficulty? Oh, the baby will cry. That'll be the background noise. Okay, so all I'm doing is adding this can of Rotel. It's just more difficult than usual. This is usually an easier dip to make. I've made this only once before, but the family really liked it. So when I was thinking of making dips, I decided to make this one so that people who didn't want the spicy didn't have to eat the spicy. We're also going to make a buffalo chicken dip. So that'll be spicy. Okay, can you stop for just a minute? I'm gonna borrow your cheese, okay? I'll bring it back. You can eat the stuff that's on the counter. Okay, so then we're gonna take this and we're just gonna add cheese to it.
Generous portions of cheese.
Generous portions of cheese. Okay, so you can keep going now.
Mommy, cheese. Large chunks of cheese. We get
Look at you. Our family likes cheese. And if you've been following along, we are just a week since doing the challenge, the $300. How long will it last challenge? We're just a week from doing that. So we've had a couple meals that we were like, ooh, we really want to try this meal or whatever that costs more money than our normal, not than our normal budget, but then our budget on that challenge. Today is definitely a splurge day. In the video I was talking, in the challenge videos, I was talking about like feasting and fasting. And so we went a while where we saved money as a family and did stuff, and now we're gonna enjoy today, and we're not gonna feel bad that this costs a little bit extra. You will notice that most of the food we're making is just from ingredients. We were watching a video last night that was about how much food has changed over the course. The video was talking about 1980, which is right before I was born, until now, and how much of our grocery budgets have gone from buying ingredients to buying, trying to put people out there, different places, from buying ingredients to buying convenience foods, and how so much of our budget is spent on convenience foods. Okay, so we were watching this video. It was talking about how much we used to spend on ingredients in the 1980s and how much we spend on ingredients now. And so it was like, there was other money added in there for like eating out type things, but it was like 56% to 23%. I'm looking at my husband for these numbers.
Somewhere in there.
Something like that. And then it went to only like 28% of our food was spent on our money was spent on ingredients. Mm-hmm. And like 48% was spent on convenience, and then we had even more eating out. And it was talking about how like obesity rates have gone up.
And they were talking about ultra processed foods. They weren't even just talking about like pasta. They were talking about like...
Yes, because different people consider processed foods different things. Like pasta, if most pastas are just water and flour and they've been shaped into something, but some people call those processed foods. These are talking about the ones that have preservatives and colors and like all the...
They're talking more like fruit
chemical,
like extruded and processed.
Or things you're gonna buy that are like multiple ingredients. So instead of buying ingredients to make pizza, buying the like frozen pizza that has all the stabilizers and everything in it. So anyway, it was just interesting to see how that has changed. And it was saying that 1 in 5 people, this was in England, but it was saying 1 in 5 people have 80% of their diet is processed foods, ultra processed foods. So we have been trying to get away from processed foods, and you can do what you want for your family. We still occasionally eat processed foods. We went to a friend's house yesterday. They had a big tin of cookies, and people enjoyed the cookies.
I ate cookies.
And we bought tortilla chips for today. And we bought tortilla chips for today. So like we're not totally against it. We just are trying to make most of our food be ingredient food. So we made this dip. He's working on his. When his is done, we're gonna put it in one of these containers also. And then we will make just mix it till I'm done with the video. Okay, so we had to cut that last video because someone got loud. We have chicken in the Instant Pot. I put about a cup of water and we just have salt and pepper on top. So we're going to close it, make sure it is sealed, push pressure cook. And they say 8 to 10 minutes. I have found 12 minutes works because I usually do one of the big packages of chicken. These ones, like the big package of chicken. And this cooks all of it really well through at the 12-minute mark on my Instant Pot. You do what you want to do, but this will give us shredded chicken, which we're going to use for the buffalo chicken dip. Hi.
Hi, me and Samuel, and you're our security for today.
Okay, we got our security guys.
Security detail in place. Okay, so the chicken is going to be for the buffalo chicken dip. Come back, we'll show you what to do there. Still, bread is still sitting here. It's only been about 5 minutes. It hasn't done anything. I have the roaster on, and that first dip is in there. And I have people over there cutting peppers and carrots and celery that are going to go out. And this is going to be our lunch for today. But we're going to kind of have it out and just let kids eat as they want to. So there's other stuff we're going to make later in the day. But yeah, if you have questions, ask me and I will answer them. Or I will tell you to watch the rest of the video in case I answer them later. We'll see you in a little bit. Okay, so we are this is not a full day in our life. This is a special day for us because we're doing the Inauguration Day stuff. So don't think that this is what every day looks like. But we got up, we made some food. I showed you that. I'll show you some more food in a minute. Since we talked last time, we did Bible, which we are in Proverbs as a family right now. But Mark and I decided that Romans 13 would be a good place to be today in the idea of the obeying the authorities that God has placed over us. And as a country, Trump is now going to be president as of noon today. And God put him in office through the votes of the people. But God is sovereign and God did that. God did it 4 years ago with Biden, and he was there because God put him there. And so we need to know that we need to pray for our governing authorities, and we need to pray that they're upholding just laws, because the Bible says that the governing authorities are there to wield the sword, punishment, however you want to say it, against evildoers, and that people who are doing good should not have to fear the government because they're doing right. And that's what the Bible says. And so we need to be praying for all of our authorities, whether they are Christian or not. But we need to pray that those who are not Christians will hear the gospel and accept it. And we need to pray that those who are not that those that are Christians are actually looking to the Bible for what they should do for bills and things like that. So now we're going to show you the food. So kids cut up vegetables for me. The chicken that was in the crock pot, we did it for 12 minutes. We then shredded, I took out like really fatty chunks that I saw, we shredded the rest of it. What's not in here, because there was a lot more in there, what is not in there is now in here. So this was 2 blocks of cream cheese, a bunch of chicken, and buffalo sauce, which is, I'll show you. Oh, this is
The Frank's Red Hot.
I have another one too, but the Red Hot Wings buffalo, that's what we used in that. And so I just realized, yeah, there's no coloring in that. Most things I've checked, but every once in a while I'm like, did I actually check that before to make sure? And so then the other one is that cheesy rotel dip that I made. That's kind of like Velveeta. We also made bread, which is in the oven. I'm about to turn it on. It's just been rising in there. So these are going to be cut into little slices that people can use to dip in their bread. I mean, in their dip. So that's what we are having for lunch. We also have chips to go with that. So we are right now watching a video, which is really interesting. It is about what changes from the time today Biden's going to leave the White House until Trump comes into the White House. There's a lot of changes they have to make because they need to change floors. The president's wife is in charge of decorating the White House. And so she, as soon as Trump was picked, they asked Trump and Melania to fill out a questionnaire on what they liked. And so their favorite shampoo is going to be put in the White House. Their favorite food is going to be put in the White House. She gets to pick from the stuff that is presidential, like things that have been in the White House, historical things. She can pick from those. They're all stored in some government warehouse, and she's allowed to pick for those to come into the White House. So I think they were just talking about Biden had a Chavez sculpture there. Like they can pick things like that. They can put in the White House. But this group starts planning from the time that Trump got elected, but they can't do anything until Biden moves out this morning. Then, because it's so high security, they can't have moving groups come in. So the whole White House staff has to box up everything that is Biden's, put it in one truck while there's another truck there with all Trump stuff coming into the White House.
Imagine moving everything out of your house at noon and the new people are coming and expecting to be fully furnished and ready by 6 p.m.
Ready.
That's about it.
They have to be ready. And there's a dinner or something at the White House tonight, I think. Like, I think there's something that's happening. So, like, they have to make sure that they're ready. So there are certain things, different presidents ask for different things. So we watched this last night. The kids are going to watch it now. But they talk about Reagan, I think it was Reagan, Nixon, one of those two, wanted a bowling alley. That had to be put in. I
think it was Reagan.
And then one of the really older ones, I don't remember which one, wanted the second floor balcony on the outside near the pillars. That's what he wanted. And so they had to do that on Inauguration Day. They were doing that while he was being inaugurated. That's why the inauguration doesn't happen at the White House, because they got stuff to do. So anyway, we're watching that.
The next one is about the security detail, though.
The security detail, how they do traveling. I mean, they're not doing... I don't think they're doing the parade today. I don't know. I've heard different things, but because of the weather. But anyway, how they normally do the parade, the motorcade, and all of that stuff, how they keep everyone safe. So it's pretty interesting what our government has for security purposes. But that's what we're doing today. We will be back in a little bit. We'll show you when we actually eat lunch. Right. So since we saw you last, I'm first going to explain. They're playing me out there, so it might be a little loud. Anyway, since we saw you last, we read up on some more presidents. We watched the Prager University episodes about some of those presidents that we read about. We read about the last president, like where we stopped in our study. We've been going chronologically. The one where we stopped was number 22 and 24. Say in the comments, I'm not going to say in the comments if you know which president was 22 and 24. But that was the only time in history that we had a president who then went out of office, who then came back into office until today when Trump got inaugurated. And Mark realized the math thing.
Okay, so that person we're not naming,
The
you have to figure
president.
out the president, the 22nd and 24th president. If you, the number between 22 and 24 is 23. So if you add 23 to 22, you get 45, which is Trump was the 45th president, and Trump is also the 47th president, which is the 24th plus 23. Yeah, weird little number things I do. Sorry.
So anyway, and
we got
Samuel
meatballs.
is helping us with supper. Samuel's learning some food safety about like kielbasa being fully cooked, but you want to get it hot, and meatballs not being fully cooked, and you need to cook them. Go wash in the bathroom, please. And you needing to cook them. So we browned up the meatballs a little bit on the stove. We're cooking them the rest of the way in the oven. We're warming up the kielbasa in the oven. We have leftover chicken dip and the cheese dip in here. The cheese dip got kind of clumpy, but it still tastes really good. So just if you try the recipe, or if you know why my cheese dip got clumpy, let me know. I had just tried something. But that cheese dip, what I'm planning to do is mix the rest of that cheese dip with the rest of the chicken that we put away today and make it into tacos tomorrow. So I don't think anyone's gonna mind the texture of it when it's in the tacos. We have leftover vegetables that you saw that we had at lunch. We have leftover bread from lunch. We're also gonna cut up some apples when that food gets a little more
What
done.
is this?
This is puppy chow.
This what?
So
It's for the doggies. We don't even have a dog.
Buddies, I think is what the Chex brand company makes it. But my mom always makes this around Christmas time. And she showed up last night and said, no inauguration party is complete without, what do we call it? Puppy chow.
Puppy chow.
So we're gonna have puppy chow with dessert tonight. For those who ask, because we know some people in these like to see Grandma in the videos. Grandma is not here today because she had to work. She actually stayed at the hospital overnight because she is a nurse in the operating room, and she was on call, and we had a snowstorm, and so she stayed overnight at the hospital to make sure that if there was any cases, she would be available, because she is a responsible person like that. So she stayed there last night. We haven't seen her since she left here before she went to stay at the hospital. So she'll be up in a little bit, but this is our last video of today. So we learned about the presidents. We do not know.
Ew.
We do not know all the presidents in order, but I wrote all the note cards that you guys have seen on other videos, or you will see on videos, or I don't know what order these are coming out. But I wrote every president's name on a note card. I've been writing facts about them on the back as we've learned about the presidents. But I had the younger kids go through. We have a cute baby over there.
Hello, baby. Hello, handsome.
We had the younger kids go through with the note cards, and I took out like the most prominent people. So George Washington, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, Abraham Lincoln, that was not in order. Trying to think, Donald Trump, Biden, like some of the big names.
Reagan, Carter.
So like probably 10 presidents I put out, and the younger kids put those in order for me. Then I threw some more in the mix and had Samuel do it. Some of them we got out of order, we had to go back, but we were talking about where the president fit in history. So like our kids know that Hoover, they know Hoovervilles because we've been learning about the Great Depression, and people called them Hoovervilles because they didn't like how President Hoover was running the country at that point. And then they know that FDR came in and gave jobs to people through government work to help with the Depression. So like
Wilson.
we know people through that. Wilson what?
Was World War One.
Wilson
Yes.
was World War I, and Eisenhower
World
was
War One. Woodrow Wilson.
Yes.
And Eisenhower was was in World War II, right? So he was after that. So, we know little pieces of that history through those things. And so the kids can name some of the presidents, but some of the more, they're all out there laughing. Uh-oh, it's almost done. Keep going, keep going, keep going.
Good job.
Hold on. But some of the more obscure presidents, we don't know exactly where they fall in history yet, and we're learning. But it's okay if we don't know them all. It's good to know which ones are presidents. We played a game the other day where I would ask the kids, okay, was Abraham Lincoln a president or not a president? And they'd tell me. And then I'd be like, okay, Uriah, was Mickey Mouse a president or not a president? Not a president. Naomi, was Bob Marley a president or not a president? So my kids didn't know the names of all the people that I picked, but they knew the names of the presidents enough that they could tell me, yes, that was a president. And I think there are a lot of people in the world today, well, in the United States today, that wouldn't know that like
Elvis
Benjamin
Presley.
Harrison was a president, but we just happened to read about him. He is not the answer to the question. So anyway, in this video, if you know the answer to the question, write it down below. And what? Run around. Another round. Yes, one more round. Go. It is snowy here. For those who don't know, we have a Wii Fit, which is like old school stuff.
I think that's about 15 years old. But you know
now,
what? Still works.
Now we have a big TV, like a bigger TV.
32 whole inches, yes.
No,
Giant TV.
But it's really pixelated.
Yes,
we used
it
to play
is.
on a small TV, and so it wasn't. But we take this out in the winter, and the kids do turns on it. So like Gideon will get a turn, and then Malachi will get a turn. We don't play it every day, but on days that we are in the house, stuck at home. Like yesterday, we were at a church all day. We didn't play the Wii. Days that we have appointments all the time, don't do it.
We did shovel.
Oh yes, you
bunch
guys.
of snow today.
They did go outside after the plow truck came. We told the plow truck that we did not need to leave. This snowstorm was not bad enough. Like if we had to get out for an emergency, we could have gotten out of the driveway. But because my mom was already at the hospital this morning, we told the plow guy, don't come until later because you have other people that need to get to work and we don't have to do that. So he came at, I don't know, noon. Yeah, it was during the inauguration. He came around 12:30, and then they went out and kind of cleaned up things, cleaned off porches and stuff. So the kids had fun with that. And Naomi made us all hot chocolate, right? That was a fun snack. Oh yes, and we had fun watching the inauguration. Yes. It was fun watching and seeing people coming in and trying to guess who the people were, because some people we knew. Some people were like, okay, we should know who that person is, but we don't really know who that person is.
Some were presidents that we should be that we'll learn about soon.
Yes, some were, past presidents. Some of the people that are like Chuck Schumer, knew I should have known Chuck Schumer, but I couldn't have told you his name at the moment. So that was fun. So if you watched the inauguration, what was your favorite part? My favorite part was probably where the music cut out and she was just kind of standing there like, what do I do?
Like they played, 4 seconds of music and then just left her dead on the stage?
But then she did really well with the song. She did a really good job.
No, we talked too long, Grandma. It's coming now.
Oh, Grandma's coming now. So anyway, we're going to go. And we will see you guys next time on Herding Little Cows to the Glory of God. How do you make fun for your family on days of special things? We'll see you guys next time.